Hi, I'm Mike Lewis. In today's video we're gonna create a nice cinematic title opening. We're gonna use some nice techniques in Adobe After Effects and we're gonna try to be like Christopher Nolan and do some amazing stuff. Without further talking, let's go straight to Adobe After Effects and do some magic. Okay, so let's create a new composition. We go with a 4K resolution. Let's type width 3840 and height to 160. And let's go with frame rate about 24 frames per second. And duration, let's keep it at 20 seconds for now. And press OK. This is our new composition, and now let's put our clip that we would like to use and place those nice titles on it. I assume that you already have one, but if not, don't worry, I got you. Let's go to pexels.com site, and here you can find some nice free footages. For example, let's type mountains and then we can add drone. You click here, videos, and you have some nice videos here. I already have one, so I'm gonna import this. Okay, this is my footage, and the idea for this animation would be to have those nice titles behind this mountain you can see here. So how to do this? First, let's create the titles. So layer, new, text. Let's type here cinematic. Let's duplicate this layer, Ctrl D or Command D on Mac. And here, let's just write title. Of course, you can write whatever you want. And right now, let's make the cinematic text a bit bigger and bolder. I use for both titles Gotham font, which is a really nice for this kind of cinematic feel. I will go with only 50 pixels height. And here I will use Gotham light font, and with the title I go with Gotham thin font. Let's find the correct position for it. I would like to have them here, and right now if we scroll on the timeline, we've got nice text, but now we need to do this magic to have them behind this mountain. How to do this? Simple step, simple, but it's gonna take some time to do this correctly. First, Ctrl D or Command D our main footage, and now let's hide everything. And we have our footage. Let's rename it to keep the timeline clean, and double click on this layer. And we click here Roto Brush tool. We can also click here Effect Controls, and now we can paint and mark this mountain. And the algorithm should automatically select this mountain, but you can see that sometimes it's not perfect, so we need to correct this mask. How to do this? With clicking Option K at the Mac, we can delete those selections that we don't want, so we can zoom in. And with clicking the left mouse button, we can add elements to our selection. So like I said before, it's gonna take some time, but trust me, the final effect is worth it. So we need the perfect mask somewhere around here because the text is gonna be here. Let's just go to a second frame, and you can see that with every frame, I'm just pressing Command and right arrow to move to the next frame. You can see that with every new frame, the algorithm is trying to analyze our footage and guess how the mask should be placed next. And you can see that with some frames it's not perfect, and we can go and just fix it. And in this way, our algorithm should know that we don't want this in the next frames. So it's a bit of boring job, but to make sure that we've got this nice and perfect mask, we need to do this. So I'm gonna right now do this and speed up this video to make sure that you don't have to watch me doing this boring stuff. Okay, so you can see that this is a really long and boring process, but it's worth it. And then if you have this mask ready, you just click here, and After Effects is gonna calculate everything, and you're gonna have a mask ready to go. You can also see that my mask is not perfect, but we are gonna cover this with a simple trick. And we have our new clip ready, so let's go back to composition, and now you can see exactly what we've got. So let's turn on our main layer, and now if we turn on also our titles and put them here, beneath the separate mountain layer, you can see that we have this nice effect of text showing up after the mountain disappears. It's really nice. Let's also change the resolution because the viewport is lagging a bit. And let's make this clip a bit more cinematic. I'm gonna create a new adjustment layer and I'm gonna play with colors a bit. I would like to desaturate this scene, so I add a hue saturation and I change the saturation to -100. And then I add curves effect and I play with this curve. Okay, this looks nice. And let's add a bit noise. And let's change the resolution for now to full to see how much noise we've added. Just a bit of noise, maybe 6%. Let's make this a bit more cinematic. We can add a nice blur effect at the beginning, camera lens blur, which is probably the most efficient blur in Adobe After Effects, but it is really heavy on the CPU, so use it wisely. Start with maybe 50 and reduce this effect to 0, maybe here, or maybe we can go even more. Okay, and let's play with our titles a bit, add some motion to it. So let's go here to text, click animate and click tracking. And this is really common effect used in the Hollywood industry. They add a tracking to those letters to separate them a bit. So I will start with 0 here and maybe put 40 here, so you can see how nicely those letters separate from each other. Let's do the same to the second text, animate, tracking amount, and let's put those keyframes in the same position. And right now our text is a bit more alive. And at the end, maybe we can change this transparency to 0 to get rid of those titles in a nice and smooth way. Okay, so here, cinematic title, and bam, we move to our footage. We can also play with blur effect. Let's go here with a simple blur, fast box, which is a really light blur for CPU. That's why I use it also really often. And here we can start with 0 and maybe blur this text really much. And we can copy this effect here, correct those keyframes. Maybe let's also add levels, start from dark. You can add some nice sound effects, music to make it a bit more dramatic. If you'd like to know how to add those sound effects and music, just type in the comments and I will make a video about it. Let's see the final clip. And that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it, I hope you learned something from it. Please give a like, comment and subscribe to see more of this kind of videos. Till the next time, bye.